Alrighty. So this is going to be a reading for my Geminis. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is going to be a look at what may be possibly blocking you currently and exactly what energy you can tap into to clear out these blockages. So the purpose of this reading was to help anybody out there who may be just feeling a little confused and just needing a sense of direction. So let's get into it. If you're new here, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to see more of my readings. And if you would like a personal, check out the description or the comment section. All right, Geminis. What are causing certain blockages in my Gemini's life, physically, financially, emotionally, in any area in their life, and what exactly can they tap into to clear those blockages? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first card we have, action. Okay, I feel like this is going to be a powerful reading today. So what may be blocking you? So with the action card coming up, some of you, this is a lack of action. For some of you, it's like you have an idea of what exactly you would like to see yourself doing in terms of goals and just what your life would look like overall. This is you also having desires. And for some of you, there may even be a space of you not really knowing what those desires may look like or what exactly you would like to do. But there's a need for action to be put in place. When it comes to these things that you want to do, some of you may be like sporadically taking action or like inconsistent, or you don't know where to start taking action at or where to start. You may have a fear that if you were to start doing what you need to do to, manifest this said career, to do this or to do that, that people would judge you. But there's action that needs to be taken, and consistent action, and a sense of direction within that action as well. Some of you also need to be careful of like using excuses for why you can't do certain things or why this or why that. More of trying your best, and if you can't do it right now, eventually get to it. But excuses just only make you feel better. They don't like help anybody else feel better about the circumstance. It's just an excuse to help you feel better about it. So make sure you don't lean on excuses in terms of getting somewhere, in terms of success or anything like that. We have the unexpected, and I've been having this card come out for like 2 other zodiac signs before I actually got to this reading. And this makes perfect sense why this keeps coming up. So with the unexpected here, this is the energy of you guys having a fear of the unexpected. This is the fear of you taking a leap of faith, taking action, and then you failing, or things not working out exactly how you may have envisioned, or fear of, being judged, or just the energy of the unknown in terms of you taking leaps of faith out there and trying something that may be different or alternative, may be scary. And for some of you, you may not have people around you who are a blueprint in what you're trying to do with your life. So you may, be trying to do this, trying to do that, but you don't have anybody around you who may be a source of inspiration to do said thing. So this may be blocking you guys in some sort of way. But like I was saying for the other zodiac signs, understand with the unexpected, you need to become real familiar or close with the unexpected. And if anything, be excited about it. Because if you're constantly living in fear of what's going to happen next month, then what life are you living? If you're constantly in fear, what life are you living? Now, the next card we have boundaries in reverse. Okay, so we're really getting into some things today. So some of you, the reason why you may be feeling blocked is because you may not have the proper boundaries up in your love life. for some of you. The reason why you may be blocked there is because you may be constantly attracting people who realize that you may not have the strongest boundaries, or your boundaries can be moved and wavered just by saying a couple of things and, doing this or doing that. That some of you may be scared to date now because you didn't have the proper boundaries up in the first place to make sure that people couldn't walk all over you or take advantage of you or decide to not speak to you for 6 weeks and then pop back up and then do it again all over and over and over again. So for a lot of you, that's the reason why you may be blocked in that way. And this could also be a lack of boundaries in terms of spending. This could be like, as soon as you touch a little bit of money, you guys could have like a spending addiction, or like not a real good way of managing your finances, or having boundaries to know when to stop shopping or to stop at a certain amount, almost, for some of you. And also, what may be blocking you is your lack of understanding that there is no boundaries in terms of what you can be. Some of you may be kind of fitting yourself into a box in terms of what you can be in terms of career. And you can be whatever you want to be. It's just how much effort and energy or action are you willing to take? Interesting. This reading is deep. We also have beginnings. I like that. I like that. So another reason why you guys may be feeling blocked is because you guys have the opportunities actually in front of you to have this new energy and new perspective and bring forth new manifestations. But for some of you, you keep missing the ability to walk through that gate, that door, because you keep like subscribing to old vibrations, old situations, having space for old people to come back into your life. If you constantly allow yourself to allow old things to like manifest their way back into the present, then you're always living in the past. You're never going forward. I kind of used this analogy before. I don't know if it was for your zodiac sign, but imagine sitting in a car, right? And I used this analogy before and it sounded crazy. And I know somebody's going to relate to this. Imagine sitting in a car and then you drive up like 5 miles. And then you decide, you're like, you know what? Actually, I want to go back to where I was just at. And then you drive back 5 miles. Then you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready to go now. Then you go forward 5 miles. And then you're like, you know what? But I think I'm ready to, like, if you keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in a vehicle, in a parking lot or something like that, you're going to look crazy. So when you do that in life, you still look crazy. You don't keep going back and forth, back and forth. Okay, this didn't work out in the present, so let me go back to my ex from 7 years ago. You don't keep doing that, because all you're doing is basically putting the car in drive and reverse, drive and reverse. And you're not going anywhere. You're literally staying in the same spot. You're not progressing. You're not going forward. You're not going backward. You're in the same spots, just traveling between them. So be careful of doing that. Okay, I know it's hard because emotionally we attach ourselves to people, but you have to know when to let go, and when something is exhausted, it's time in your life. And then the last card we have is the Path in reverse. So for some of you, also why you may be feeling blocked is because you guys may be in denial of your true path. Some of you guys' path is to be a healer. Some of your paths are to be entrepreneurs. Some of your paths are to do something to help people, but you may be denying yourself of this said path that you intuitively are feeling led to, because you feel like you got to pay this bill, you got to do this, you got to do that, which is very true. But when you walk in your purpose, then there's nothing that the universe will stop you from having. So for some of you, that's also why you're feeling blocked, is because you may not be walking in alignment with your path. You may be denying yourself of this said path, and you may be walking on a path that's not yours at all. But this is what I see. I hope that I helped put things in perspective for you. If you did enjoy, definitely thumbs this video up and subscribe. Check out the description if you would like a personal, and I will see you in the next one.